Episode 10. Why cut the cords with someone?
Welcome to the Tuning Into the Universe show, where self-help seekers tune into universal knowledge within and heal to create your fulfilling lifestyle. Now, here's your guide, Gabby Condi.
Hi, this is Gabby Condi, and welcome to this week's episode. It's about cutting cords with someone in your life that has possibly done some harm to you in the past, but yet you still feel like it's present right now. And it's keeping you from letting go of that person and manifesting what you really want in your life. Sometimes people from the past do things that hurt us. Could have been a bad relationship, maybe our parents. It could be other influences, peers, a hurtful thing someone said, a hurtful thing they did, made you feel like you were less than who you really are, or took advantage of you, and then they hurt you from taking advantage of you because you didn't get what it is that you were putting out there. You may have loved the person, and they took advantage of that to basically rob you blind, right? To take money from you, or to take your time, or even to use you. So that could be possible. There could be whatever it is that you put out there into that relationship, you weren't getting it back. Or someone made you feel less than okay. So if it's your parents, they could have made you feel like you don't have any options in a choice. Could make you feel like you aren't a good person for some reason. Maybe they don't see your point of view on things. So it could be anything that you still feel like that energy is there. When you feel sad or mad at somebody and you feel like that energy is there between them, you don't know what it is, but they keep coming up to mind, that's when you really want to cut the cords with a person. Like for instance, for me, I had over the past couple of years, I had someone that continually came to my mind. And I always wondered, why is this person coming to my mind? I would feel this great experience with them, but then at the same time, in reality, that wasn't happening. That wasn't taking place. It had been years and years and years since we even spoke. Although in my mind, it seemed like there was this great energy between us, in reality, there wasn't the action that was taking place. So what I did eventually was to get a consultation to understand what exactly was taking place here. Because when I thought of that person, I would feel bad. I would feel good, but then I would feel bad. I would feel like this isn't actually happening in real life. So something is not right. So something needs to happen because based on the last interaction with them, there was judgment. And then there was shutting down. And then we went our separate ways. So what I realized with the help of a consultation was that I needed to cut the cords and heal this. So I did. And when I cut the cords, I also asked myself, what is there to learn from this? And I had finally reached this place within myself where I could see what I needed to learn from that relationship. And it was pretty important to see, because it actually helps me in relationships now. And one of the things that I needed to learn was to be grounded and to be in my own energy, to realize my own values and what I bring to a relationship, and to express that in my own way, that is showing the person who I am. With that comes understanding of who I am as a person between myself and the person that I'm sharing that with. Back then, in this other relationship that I had to cut the cords with, I didn't get the chance to really show that. I wasn't really given that chance. I wasn't able to build a relationship with that person truly. I had to look at that relationship and all the factors that were going on at the time, as well as outside influences and other energies that were going on, as well as where I was coming from at the time, and realize that this was a learning lesson that I needed in order to figure out more of who I am. And the fact that that person judged me was on that person. That was their issue that they had with me. And instead of communicating with me about it, they decided to shut down the relationship. So for a long time, I felt like I was a bad person because I took X action and this person responded with Y and didn't communicate in order to repair the relationship. And repair is really important with relationships. No matter who you have in your life, you're going to have tears where you're going to rub each other the wrong way. You're going to have disagreements in values or disagreements in thoughts and beliefs. People are different. Everybody's different. We may be really, really, really on the same page and really much alike, but we have our differences too, no matter how much alike we are to each other. Twins have differences. One may like dancing, the other might like skiing. There's differences. We each have our own likes and dislikes. So there's going to be times where we disagree on things, and there's that tear of the relationship. And so you might feel angry, you might feel sad that there's that disagreement, and maybe a partner isn't giving in to their side of the story, or whatever is going on for you. But then the repair of the relationship is when you come back together and you talk about it and you work it out. Find some sort of compromise, some sort of agreement that you can use in order to each have your needs met, feel satisfied and heard in the relationship, not like you're all walked upon and it has to be this way or the highway, but really feel heard in the relationship and a part of the relationship and a part of coming to a resolution and to repair the relationship. And so this goes on continually, tear and repair, and it becomes a way to attach with your partner so that there's an attachment. And by attachment, I don't mean that it's this entity hanging off of you, looming over you, or that it's in Buddhism where attachment is attachment to things, people, places that can negatively affect your energy if you hold on too tightly and try to influence the outcome and are constantly worried about it. That's not the attachment I'm talking about. The attachment that I'm talking about is in a good relationship attachment. We each have attachment styles that we developed when we were growing up with our parents, whoever your caregiver was. So now with relationships and the tear and repair, you're working on attachment with your partner. To have a good attachment with them, to have a good relationship with them is what we typically call it in modern culture. But to have that good ability to know that you can trust your partner and to come back and be able to talk about things. So when you don't have that going in your life right now, and this person is coming to mind, and it's from the past, and you have negative feelings around them, or for yourself because of an action that they took, it's time to cut the cords. And cutting the cords is basically looking at the energy cord that person still has attached to you and cutting it. And it really works. And it's a simple procedure you can actually do just by imagining it in your mind. You can imagine that person standing there and ask to see the energy cords that tie them to you. And it may be just a thin wisp of a fishing line, or it could be a huge pipeline that's connected from them to you. And what I like to do is to imagine that I have a lightsaber, and I just give it a quick swoosh and cut that cord. And then say, may that energy be returned to you in peace, and may it be returned to me in peace. And usually when you do that, you can feel that energy shift within you. You can feel like that energy is no longer being put into you or sucked out of you, or however it was feeling before. It could actually have felt like an entity there. You may notice that is immediately cut off, and that you're back in your energy and you feel lighter and more energized. You have more energy in your body. And sometimes it could be a huge drain. Sometimes it can also feel like a huge drain, and you just need to get some rest from that separation of energy. So whatever it is for you, I recommend that you look at that person and look at the situation that happened and how you feel, and then cut the cords and see what happens, how your energy changes. I'll bet you'll feel a lot better after you do that. And if that person keeps coming back to mind, then look more at that situation and what there is to learn from it. Because there's something there that you need to learn from it that take into your life now to really shift things for you and be able to really have what it is that you really desire in your mind and heart. So I'd love to hear how cutting the cords goes for you. You want to drop me a line, you can always visit my website at gabbyconde.com. It's GABBYCONDE.com. And let's make this your homework this week. Define one relationship that you're ready to cut the cords, or maybe cut the cords on all of them, and just be in your own energy, and then do that. So until next week,